On this episode of the Toy Review, Adventurous Ones, it's the first week of February, and we're knocking things off right off the bat with a whole week of it dedicated to AEW. And as you can see, we got quite the stack to get through. And we're kicking things off with this one right here of Chris Jericho. Welcome to the Toy Review. It's time we get started. Welcome back, Adventurous Ones, for another unboxing and review. I'm your host, as always, the master of all multiverses. And the reason why they are turned into total shitfest, and not sorry for it, but you're welcome. Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe, at your services. And on this episode, and all this week, we are dedicating it to AEW. And like you've seen in the cold intro there and stuff, we got quite the stack to get through. So we're going to kick things off with a very young Chris Jericho, because this is actually the very first outfit he wore for his very first wrestling match, and that he talked about once on an episode of the behind the scenes AEW backstage thing and stuff. And he said he was just a very young man and stuff at that point in time. The woman that designed the outfit for him, you know, was a friend of his mom and everything in between. It was an amazingly good story to hear about. And then they made it into an action figure. Whoa. Yeah. So let's check this out for ourselves. This is called the Corazon De León Chris Jericho. Okay. Now, like so. And like so. Pull that just like that. That like that. Pull this out like so. There we go. Alright, now let's just do this right down the back side of it. There you go. There you go. Okay. Nothing else in the box. Say goodbye. And that's the only thing here is Jericho in his outfit, in his figure. So we're gonna pop that out of the package here. And see you later. Goodbye. Somebody told me to stop doing that and stuff. That's Kyle Peterson's shtick. And I says, he hasn't said nothing about it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. No, I'm kidding. It's just a thing. Wow, this does not even look like Chris Jericho at all. Seriously, look at that figure. Look at the face. He literally does not look like Chris Jericho at all. Now, there is some hang-ups about this outfit and stuff. Oh, never mind. Okay. Once again, it's the rubber style stuff. Okay, so we have to remove the hands first. Again, small pegs. Always be careful. Don't just force them, and don't force them in, and don't force them out either. Just gently pull on them and stuff to get them out. And we're gonna have to take his head off too. So, okay. I just hope that didn't backfire on us, that we can't get the head back on. Let's see. At least I think you could pop his head off. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna wing it. We are just gonna wing it, because I can't get this thing to work. There we go. Because I'm pretty sure you can pop his head off, but I'm not going to attempt it, because for some reason it does not look like you can take and pop it off. I mean, there's a ball joint up in there, but it looks like it's a very stuck one. So we're not going to try that. Anyways, here he is without. We're going to do without the jacket. Pop his hands back on first. There we go. There's that one. Alright. So here is Corazón De León, Chris Jericho. And as I was showing you, the jacket has no softness to it whatsoever. It is just soft rubber. Literally soft rubber. The tassels on the jacket and stuff are, however, you know, the same kind of rubber, but kind of almost like hard plastic rubber. Okay, so the jacket is flexible enough for you to stretch it enough for to get it back on him if you're having trouble. Now, in the case of the figure, he does have a swivel joint and a ball joint, or a butterfly joint, excuse me, slight butterfly joint inside the shoulder blade area. So he can move his arm up about that and back a little like that. Now he also has the swivel in the bicep point here, and he does have the elbow joint, double elbow joint here and stuff. However, much like all the figures all the time and stuff, there's always this exposed area. It always looks so weird and exposed. So that, like that, push that up about that far. That's how crosswise he can go. He can only push down about like that to his side. And the arm can go around the 360. Torso crunch, he has got right there to right there. He literally can push all the way back if necessary. Leg crunch is a little hindered by the knee pad here, but it seems flexible enough for you to stretch just like that. He can only push back about that far. Now, if the knee pad was not in the way, he does have the double knee joint, so he can push all the way back. All right, legs spread apart about that far, back together again. Head is on a somewhat ball joint swivel, so you can turn the head all the way around 360 and stuff. You can look down about that far, only look up about that far, and then back down again. Now, once again, like I said, in the case of the leg swivel, he does have that up in this point here and stuff, so he can do his swiveling in the leg. So if you want to position him in a different pose or something. Foot joint allows him to push back only about that far and only up about that far. Then locks back in place just like that. And as you already seen, the wrist joints, he can move his wrist about like that to like that, and then just swirl it around like that because of the little ball pin inside on the hand. And this looks a little too loose here, so let's get that fixed right there. Push that together like that. Put him back together like that. See how he stacks up here? He does pretty damn good on his own, even without the jacket on and stuff. So, let's put his jacket back on to finish out the review. First things first, pull the hands off again. Again, small pins on them. Don't force it. Small pegs. Excuse me. Now, we're going to push his arm back like that to that. And then put them back into the hole areas here. Just like so. Now sometimes with these rubber-like jackets and stuff, it makes it a little difficult to put the arm back in place. Like, it wants to get in there, but then it don't want to get in there. If you know, you know. Anyways, looks like we're doing pretty good here. Just gotta pull that up like so. Get his hair out of the way. Get his arm back to where it belongs. Push that back under the hair, just like so. There we go. We got one arm where we need it. Same here. We gotta do this again. pull this up just like that. Now I can see why they made it rubber-like, because it makes it easier to stretch. Okay. Again, pull this up just like so. Alright, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Let's fasten the jacket in place. There we go, look at that, perfect. Okay, now the problem is, once this jacket gets back on him, you can't maneuver his arms. You can't do anything with his arms. So, once the jacket's back on him, it's like locked in place kind of deal. Same thing with the hands here and stuff. I'm having a little difficulty getting his hand back in now because I can't see the peg hole. There we go. There's one hand in. And next for this hand. There we go. There we go, there we go. Jacket needs to be fastened again, just like so. Push that together like so. And there you go. Now, the tassel, because of the way it is on him and stuff, the jacket wise and everything, which I gotta get that collar, yeah, the collar's gotta get back under his hair. That's the problem, his hair is getting stuck in it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. And I think the jacket, yep, it's all set. Okay. Now let's get him in a position where he stands up perfectly and stuff. Because the tassel, this jacket, once it's on him and stuff, it's not cloth. It's heavy rubber. So it makes it a combination of heavy rubber and plastic, which makes it a little difficult to get him just to stand and stuff. And you can't pose him in a position like he wants to, you know, do fisticuffs in the jacket or anything. It's that heavy on him to the point that it's locked in place. You can't move the arms, you can't do nothing. Now, this figure was $22.99. Alright? But we had a friend of ours pick it up on clearance a while back. Well, found it at Ross a while back for us and stuff. And it was only $7.99. Was that a better price point, or was it better just to get them brand new for the $22.99? In my opinion, the price point is the Ross point. $7.90, rather pay $8 than a whole $23 for a figure that barely comes with anything. Seriously, the jacket is removable, which is nice. He's got great articulation to him and stuff. However, once the jacket gets put back on him and stuff, his articulations are hindered. So that means that you can't enjoy the figure the way you want to. You can't pose it the way you want to. I mean, leg-wise, foot-wise, you can do just fine on the posing. But in the case of the arms themselves, you can't do nothing. And the head is a little on the difficult side because it's got a huge ball joint in there. I mean, this is huge. I was looking at it through the hair, underneath the hair finally and stuff, and it's like a locked-in collar type ball joint. So, in other words, that's why I couldn't remove the head to get the jacket off and stuff in the first place. It's locked in there to the point that if you try to force it off, you might break the figure altogether. So, that's an interesting twist right there. Now, like I said, this is the better deal if you found it at your Ross store for only $7.99. I wouldn't pay $23 for this figure. I've seen this figure before at my Walmart store before Walmart just clearanced out all of our AEW to get rid of it and stuff, and never have it again. Alright, however, when I saw this figure, I said, that ain't worth $22.99. That is not worth no $22.99. So I said, it's a pass for now, till it goes on clearance. Well, then I needed then I wanted it, and I went back to my Walmart to get it when I found out all of them are going on clearance, and it was already gone. So when a friend of mine saw it at Ross and picked it up for me, I said, okay, I was going to work on either keeping it in the package, or I was going to get it, just open it up and do a review on it and stuff. Well, we've done our review on it instead of keeping it in the package, which basically, if you were going to keep it in the package, it probably had been the better idea just to keep it in the package. But there's people out there that want to have the younger versions of their favorite wrestlers and stuff out on display, with the older version or whatever, okay? Anyways, let's hear your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Adventurous Ones, was it worth a pickup at $22.99 for you, or is it one of those that you waited until it went on a clearance price, or found it at Ross for only $8? Let's hear your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss on anything we've got coming up on this channel in 2026. There's always more on the way. You never know what's going to be on this channel unless you hit the bell and set it to all. Also, we're going to be posting soon our February giveaway announcement video. Make sure to look out for that one if you want your chance to win a $25 gift card of your choice. And this one's going to be a little different, so you might want to pay attention how this is all going to run. All right, until the next one, Adventurous Ones. Peace out. May the force be with all of you. Every last one of y'all have a safe, lovely, and beautiful week out there. Take care of yourselves, your family, your friends, your pets, loved ones in general. And be smart out there, people. Don't do stupid shit, and don't listen to stupid people that are going to get you badly hurt or 6 feet in the ground forever, okay? Use your heads and get home safely to the people that love and care about you the most, all right? And every single chance you have, you let them know how much you love and care for them in return, all right? Until then, take care. God bless to all of you out there. Please remain safe. We'll see you all later.